that in 2018. And I went through some stuff. And I was like, to hell with all of this.
And that's what I'm saying, because you went through something before then, which we'd like to touch on now, because, like you said, you did last time you did your concert was in 2013.
Yeah, 2013.
And with that going on, after that, you disappeared. You went off the face of the earth. You got to the point where the news was, you was all on the news.
You saw the news when I was on the news?
And you was missing.
But you ain't even reach out to me.
I did.
You did? Okay.
Yeah, when you came back, he's like, everything good.
Everything good, yeah.
So they said you were missing?
I was missing. But this is the thing. People started making up rumors. The rumors that I heard when I came back to my family was just absurd. The craziest thing that I heard was that somebody said that I said I was abducted by aliens. That's crazy. I'm like, when did I say this? That's crazy. That was.
So was you missing by choice?
I ran away.
Oh,
yeah.
By choice.
Yeah, I ran away. Yeah, I did.
What was the reason for that?
Because I was dealing with spiritual warfare, believe it or not, on a level that I didn't even know existed. Like when people talk about angels and demons, some people believe it, but I think most of us, we can't really relate to that reality because it's intangible. We usually don't see it, and when we are seeing it, we don't know that we're seeing it. So, but yeah, I was going through spiritual warfare. I had, seen things and had been confronted by an actual interdimensional being in my bedroom one night and scared the I don't mean to cuss, but it literally scared the hell out of me. And I didn't sleep in my room for like 2 years after that. I put a dent in my grandma's couch in the living room because I refused to sleep in my room, and I wasn't about to sleep in the basement. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, yeah, I lost my friends. I lost the guy that I was crushing on at that time. I lost him because of a lot of the things that was going on. So it was a really tough time, and I just didn't want to fight that fight, and so I ran away from home because when the supernatural activity and stuff started popping off, my grandmother, she didn't know what to think. In her mind, I just lost my mind. You know, I was crazy. She hadn't seen what I had seen, and everything. So I went to a mental institution and everything. Like they just drugged me with all type of drugs. They wouldn't even release me from the hospital until I took the drugs, which to me was just like crazy. And I was going through the night that I ran away.
Sorry. People need to hear this, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't, like you said, they rebel against actually knowing and seeing, they don't think it's a problem. So that's why a lot of people indulge in like drinking and smoking, trying to run away from the problem, to ease the pain. And they don't understand that she really went through this. Like, this is real, this is not crazy. But they call it that, and that's why they dope you up and do all that crazy shit. You're not crazy.
Yeah, so that's why I ran away from home, because I knew my grandmother. First of all, she's a retired registered nurse. You know, she's in that world where it's like, okay, medicine is gonna help, and I'm like, no, this is not psychosis. I know what I saw.
You take it away. It's just like medicine is like you said, like alcohol, drugs. It's a drug. So like my brother tell you, I was going through some shit. I'm fighting my brothers because I'm drinking alcohol and I'm fighting my demons. You know what I'm saying?
But when people say they fighting their demons, I don't. More often than not, they don't take it at face value. People really, literally, be fighting demons. I mean, to the point where I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, so I ran away because I knew what my grandma was gonna want to do. She was gonna want me to go back to the hospital, and y'all ain't seen crazy until you go to a mental hospital. And it is not, I'm not making light of it. It's not funny because the people really be suffering in there. It'd be a lot. really is a mental. It's a battle. You understand, for the mind. The battlefield is in the mind.
The only thing that I got against the institutions that do institutionalize the people that go in there is the medication. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been put on medication before, and it wasn't a good battle, man. Like, it was supposed to help me, you know, but it didn't. It actually did some other things. The side effects. It helped with what it was supposed to kill.
Oh my goodness. Royal. I was just thinking about this yesterday. The medicine, listen, y'all, they had me over the course of, like, from the time I started having these supernatural experiences to, I want to say, last year, I've been on at least 5 different medications.
Wow.
At minimum. And
that's not good.
It's not good.
It's not good when you think of that. Think about taking 5 different drinks. Think about smoking 5 different strains.
You're gonna be.
Think about doing 5 different drugs.
If you.
They gonna hit different. They all gonna hit different. Even if they both hear this and that. Your mind is like a machine. It don't know what the fuck to do.
I did that.
I ate 4 full cakes and slices of edible. And remember I told you I shot that video smooth.
If you wasn't crazy before the medication, you definitely gonna be a little messed up after the medication.
And this shit is fucked up. On New Year's, remember I told you, I said, nigga, I drank all that liquor and everything. I drank tequila, white, dark, everything. I was just fucked up. My sis said, you walked in with your pants on. Why your pants on the porch in the next morning? Why was my pants on the porch? I was looking for my pants the whole time.
You was high. Stay off the drugs, City.
He said he did 5 different drinks. That's what I'm saying.
And a drink. Don't do that. Don't do that, because guess what?
Different whites.
So now you trying to figure out what happened.
Tequila, and you would think that all I drank was white liquor. It don't matter about the color, nigga. It's the whole content of all that shit.
But it goes so deep as, you know how people like, I didn't know that I killed the person.
It does.
Until after the fact.
You putting the plot together. You know what I'm saying? You go back and like, damn, I was drinking. You know you was here.
But look, let's take it a step further.
Now you building your own fucking story.
It's a reason why they call strong drink, right? Spirits. Because you are yielding your physicality to the control of spirits. But people don't be putting it together. You know, they think everything is just ha ha he he. Everything is all fun and games until you end up in the hands of the devil and you done either killed somebody or somebody done killed you, and by that time it's too late.
They don't even say liquor, it say spirits.
It say spirits on it.
Beer, wine, spirits.
Spirits, yes.
If you let him control you, he definitely has
He's
the power
definitely
to control
gonna,
you.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He get deep inside people's soul just the way God do. You gotta think the devil was one of his angels.
Absolutely.
So he knew how to be good. He just rebelled against it. So he wanted to be a leader and a king of himself, and that's why he tried to take over. So what do? He cover God's children. And look at this right now.
Yeah.
Look at this. She fought with it, and she is here today to speak about it. So
by the grace of God, the grace of God alone. Because I could have been dead. I should have been dead a long time ago, and not even at the hands of the spirits that I was fighting against at that time. The warfare got so bad that I wanted to kill myself.
That's how I lost my brother.
Oh my goodness.
Depression.
I remember
Yeah.
you did that,
Go ahead, City.
I remember when you went live. You was missing. You came back, and you went live. And I think you was in the bathroom, and you was speaking about you moving forward with music, and you were like, I think I'm just be done with this. And you was talking about like things was moving. Like you was in the bathroom or something moving in the bathroom.
You saw that video?
Yeah, I was live with you while you was doing it.
Facebook wasn't live back then. They didn't have Facebook Live back then. So what happened was I was just so frustrated with all of the ridicule, because a lot of people ridiculed me and talked about me and just dragged me through the mud. I mean, if you just go back to that year, pretty much everybody was talking about me.
Back then you did have to record yourself before you posted.
Yeah, we didn't have live back then, and so I was just frustrated because I was in a situation where I was trying to be obedient to God, but I was being obedient to God, but nobody could see what was really. Nobody was in the room when I was confronted by the interdimensional being. Nobody was in the room when I saw my laptop move on its own, like shaking on its own. We in Detroit. We not in California. We don't have earthquakes here. So what could possibly logically or scientifically be the cause of me seeing something like that? You know what I'm saying? Nobody was in the room when I was seeing objects or witnessing the teleportation of objects in my home. Nobody was there but me. And that's what I was telling Mo. At least Mo, when he had his experience, his supernatural experience with his friend, he had somebody who could vouch for him and say, I saw what he saw. I didn't have that. So it was me literally following the steps and the guidance of the Lord,
you know, it's so
against what people thought was going on. And so in that video, it was me and my videographer Kamari, and I was just venting because we both had experienced so much spiritual warfare up until that point, and I just was at my breaking point because I knew how crazy I looked. You know, all I wanted to do was sing at that time. That's all I wanted to do. That's all I had been doing my entire life, was pursuing music. And then now I got, you know, stuff moving in my house and, you know, interdimensional beings coming to me and stuff. And so when we were in the bathroom, yeah, it actually manifested on camera. And because the bottle that was moving on camera was behind me, I didn't see it. And Kamari, although the camera looks like he's right up in my face, he's actually further away than it appears. So that might explain why I guess he didn't notice it either. But I didn't notice that it was supernatural activity in the video until it was actually uploaded to YouTube. And I lost it. I was literally watching it back, you know. And I noticed it move, and I played it back like 3 times before I just screamed at the top of my lungs.
It's crazy because I don't want to lose this. It's crazy that you talking about what happened with you, and that's some true shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if y'all never seen, I need everybody to go on Netflix and watch this movie. It's called Collateral Beauty. And everything that you're talking about right now, it happened in that movie. Yeah.
Collateral Beauty?
It's called Collateral Beauty. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good movie.
And it's deep, just like what you're saying right now. I swear, go and look at it. You're going to be like,
it's going to fuck your mind.
It's going to fuck your mind now, because the same stuff you're talking about right now that happened with you, it happened.
When did the movie come out?
I want to say is that a 2018 movie? I think it is. I think it's 2018.
So they basically made a movie out of my life?
Listen.
It came out. It's going to last 5 years or so.
That's crazy. And it's so crazy, City, because you mentioned when I went missing and I was on the news and everything. And not long after that, I want to say maybe like a year after that, people was inboxing me like, oh, they made a movie about your life and da-da-da. I'm not saying that it's Collateral Beauty. I'm not saying that it's...
I swear, I just recently watched it and it blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from some... You know what I'm saying? Looking back on what I just dealt with my little brother, you know what I'm saying? And he wrote about those things that you're talking about.
He wrote about his
he
battling with it. You know I'm so sorry to hear that.
He killed his wife first, and then he killed himself. You know what I'm saying?
But see, this is the thing, and this is another reason. Thank you for bringing that up, Royal, because this is, and I was telling one of my friends this is another reason why I didn't want to talk about my experience and my bout with depression, because one of the common misconceptions when it comes to people who deal with depression is that they are, they want to harm other people. And more often than not, that's not the case. Especially with me. Like, I wouldn't harm a fly. You know what I'm saying? I've been in multiple situations where I wanted to do things to people and had every right, okay, to do so, but I chose not to because I know who I am and I know who my Father is, and that's just not, that's not what you do. Life is precious. But I said that to say that a lot of people think that people who deal with depression are what you call it when you want to murder somebody?
No,
when they think we're homicidal, not suicidal. Exactly. And my depression is always intertwined with suicidal. I mean, I be low to the point where my prayer is literally this: Lord, if you're ready to take me now, you can do so. Amen. And I go to sleep. And I be mad in that moment. I really be just upset and torn apart that he woke me up again here. It's that bad. And so I completely relate with your brother. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that he didn't make it. Because it's hard. It definitely is. It's hard. I fought that fight. And it gets to a point where the demonic activity is not even, it's of none effect because the devil done got you in a position where you want to take your own self out. Exactly. He don't have to do nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? So I get it.
Exactly. And, just reading, because he wrote 2 letters before he even took himself. He really was fighting. Like, he was turning over a new leaf. God had finally stepped in and tried to take control, but the devil had a hold on him for so long that he wasn't himself at all. Like, he wanted everything that he already had and didn't know it because it wasn't right there in his face. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget the day that I finally was able to read the letters, how he was saying, like, I went to God. But when he went to God, he felt like it was too late because he had already committed one of the worst sins of the world, which was murder. You know what I'm saying? And then he had no choice. He felt like he had no choice but to do the same thing to himself.
But that's a lie. And the reason why I can say that's a lie is because I know who God is. And the devil tried to get me with that same, I'm a murderer too. I'm a 3-time murderer. Okay? 3-time murderer. Adulterer. I used to be a liar. Cheater. All of that. And so the enemy uses your mistakes against you to say, you gonna be done with anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So,
a lot of people don't understand that they already committed.
Right. But you can't believe that voice in your mind because that's
definitely can't believe that.
God's.
If you come to God, He ain't gonna forgive you right then and there. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We were born in sin. That's just what it is.
But we don't have to commit. Exactly we don't have to commit to sin. Right. All of us battle with sin. But when the devil really gets a hold when you make a lifestyle out of sin. You know what I'm saying? And so.
Which I've been around.
Which I want to touch on. Do you feel that your music was a stronger influence into being intertwined with the things that you was going through?
No, more than anything, so I found out that some of my family members had been involved in witchcraft, which I had never knew. And people who are practitioners of witchcraft, their collateral damage is the family. So when people are making pacts with demons in the kingdom of darkness, the collateral is the children, the bloodline. That's why they call it blood contracts. People are literally signing blood contracts to get fame and to get money and to get this and to get that, not knowing.
I signed my name in blood.
They be telling you. I just saw a video of Lil Uzi Vert talking about, yeah, man, I'm going to hell, but I guess y'all going with me. Let's go. And everybody like, yeah. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with y'all? And the parents, let me tell you why. The parents are okay with it. That's why the devil can come in and do what he want to do with your children and your household and your marriage, because you're not playing the role that you're supposed to play.
Can I pause you for a second?
Sure.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, because me and my brother, before he died, we were beefing. And the reason why we were beefing with each other is because he did a video where he died at the end. And I was pissed. I was super pissed. I'm like, and all he can say is, what are you talking about, bro? It's a sweet song, and it's just entertainment. I'm like, no, motherfucker, that's not entertainment. I don't want to see shit about you dying. You way talented enough to not die in nothing you do. Okay, I see actors do it every day. I do. I get it. But you ain't no fucking actor. You know what I'm saying? Then period. I couldn't stomach it. So
it's a lot.
It was a lot for me to swallow. Everybody else like, man, don't be mad on man, you did a video. And I'm like, no. And I went off on the motherfucker who shot the video. He a big Detroit videographer.
But see, this is the thing,
like,
though.
And guess what the videographer, he said, man, you want to know something? I shot a lot of people that do that shit. But when he wanted to do it, I cussed him out, bro. I told him I didn't
What
want
are
to
you
shoot.
doing? Yeah.
But he was so headstrong. He wanted to do it. And he like, well, man, I mean, he paid me and he paid for what he wanted to do. I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? Doing it, but at the end of the day, I'm just following my craft. So if that's what he want me to shoot, he paid for, but I'm
okay, passing through a physical realm. And if we have consequences in this world from the time you're born all the way up until the time you die, what make you think that it stop after you die? Science is confirming the Bible because they're saying that everything came